As the people are getting prepared to appear for the NEET undergraduate examination, I must say one thing, that you are following NCERT for biology, but everything what is written in NCERT in biology is not always correct. I am giving you an example. In NCERT you will find that it is written that hormones are also secreted by some tissues which are not endocrine glands. They have cited two examples to support their statement. Number one, they have mentioned that arterial wall of our heart secretes atrial natriuretic factor. So according to them, this atrial natriuretic factor, which is a peptide hormone, is secreted by the atrial wall of the heart and there is no endocrine cell present. But this is not correct. This atrial natriuretic factor, which is a peptide hormone and is also known as atrial natriuretic peptide, they are secreted by atrial myocytes. They are secreted by some endocrine cells which are known as atrial myocytes or atrial cardiomyocytes. These cells, these atrial myocytes or these atrial cardiomyocytes, these are the cells of the atrial wall which secretes atrial natriuretic factor. And these cells, that is atrial myocytes or you can say atrial cardiomyocytes, they are actually endocrine cells because they don't have any duct and they release the hormone, that is they release atrial natriuretic factor directly into the blood. So what I've said is absolutely contradicting the statement as per NCERT. They have cited another example. According to them, the juxtaglomerular cells of kidney produces a peptide hormone which is known as erythropoietin. First of all, erythropoietin is not produced by juxtaglomerular cells of kidney. This is absolutely wrong. Erythropoietin are a type of peptide hormone which are produced by the specialized renal interstitial fibroblast-like cells, which are also known as peritubular interstitial cells, which are present in the renal cortex and outer medulla. These renal interstitial fibroblast-like cells are endocrine cells because they synthesize and release the hormone erythropoietin directly into the blood and not through a duct. But in NCERT they have mentioned that erythropoietin stimulates erythropoiesis, that is formation RBC. This part is correct because when the oxygen level drops, that is in case of hypoxia, erythropoietin stimulates the bone marrow to increase the production of RBCs. Thus we can say that erythropoietin stimulates erythropoiesis. What is erythropoiesis? Formation of RBC. So erythropoietin stimulates formation of RBC, or technically we can say that erythropoietin stimulates erythropoiesis. This much is correct. But as mentioned in NCERT that erythropoietin is produced by the juxtaglomerular cells of kidney, that is wrong. Erythropoietin is not produced by the juxtaglomerular cells of kidney. So juxtaglomerular cells of kidney produce which hormone? Juxtaglomerular cells of kidney produce a single hormone, that is called renin. Juxtaglomerular cells of kidney are specialized endocrine cells. These cells are located mainly in the wall of the afferent arteriole and to a lesser extent efferent arteriole at the vascular pole of the renal glomerulus, thus forming a part of the juxtaglomerular apparatus. Juxtaglomerular cells of kidneys secrete hormone renin and not erythropoietin. Renin initiates renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, which is popularly known as RAAS, rush. This promotes aldosterone secretion, increases sodium and water reabsorption, thus increases blood pressure. So this is the function of renin. And renin is the only hormone that is secreted from the juxtaglomerular cells of kidney. This is a specialized endocrine cell. So what we have learned, let us have a revision of that, and we should know the correct thing, that atrial wall of our heart secrete atrial natriuretic factor, which is a peptide hormone, which is also known as atrial natriuretic peptide. And this influence vasodilation, that means this influence dilation of the blood vessels and thus decreases blood pressure. The cells of atrial wall which secretes atrial natriuretic factor are called atrial myocytes or atrial cardiomyocytes. They are ductless endocrine cells. These cells are ductless cells. These are endocrine cells because they release the hormone atrial natriuretic factor directly into the blood. This is the right communication. Secondly, juxtaglomerular cells of kidney does not produce erythropoietin. Erythropoietin are a type of peptide hormone which are produced by specialized renal interstitial fibroblast-like cells, which are also known as peritubular interstitial cells, which are present in the renal cortex and outer medulla. These renal interstitial fibroblast-like cells are endocrine cells because they synthesize and release erythropoietin directly into the bloodstream and not through a duct. Now, what is the function of erythropoietin? When oxygen level drops, that is in case of hypoxia, erythropoietin stimulates bone marrow to increase the production of RBC. Thus, we can say that erythropoietin stimulates erythropoiesis. Erythropoiesis means formation of RBC. So, erythropoietin stimulates formation of RBC, or more technically you can say that erythropoietin stimulates erythropoiesis. This is the absolute correct statement which you should know as a student before you appear to NEET UG.